welcome to the Midnight Masterminds. It's not midnight. It is, in fact, 1:25 p.m. But you might be listening to this at midnight, and that would make you someone...
You know when this is going to drop?
I don't know.
Stop it.
Usually it comes out really early in the morning, but I would encourage you to wait till midnight and listen to it.
Unless... You ruined the illusion.
Seriously, you already drew back the curtain.
Yeah, unless your thing is like listening to it in your morning commute, and that's the only time you get to listen to it, don't wait till midnight, because then you'll miss out on all the cool stuff we're going to talk about today. My name's Aaron.
It's not Aaron. My name is Aaron.
Oh.
Your name is Wyatt.
I must be Tyler. Oh, Wyatt. Got it.
And I'm Katie May.
I'm Tyler.
Great. We all said our names and there was no issue.
Correct.
So,
100% correct.
We are the Midnight Masterminds. We do things like review movies and talk about movies, and we did it. So,
It's the movie podcast.
This week we are reviewing the two big releases in theaters. That is the first Purge.
Not the first Purge movie again. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's the whole name of the movie.
Is that the next movie?
The Purge, not the first Purge movie again, but that's what it's called. That's
just
the name.
re-released.
Yeah. The first Purge and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah, really catchy theme song. Anyway.
We're also doing Leave No Trace and
Oh, yeah.
Sorry to Bother You.
Leave No Trace.
Touch on it real quick.
Sorry to Bother You. We're going to touch you. Oh, wait, that's not the whole title.
Well,
I just took what you said and threw it in.
I like it.
That's a new title. We propose a new title for your consideration. Okay. We're also doing an ongoing segment that we're starting all the episodes off with, where we are going through a movie list that we have compiled. It is a classic movie list. It's taken from multiple other 100 best movie lists, I think 3 or 4 different ones, and we isolated just the ones that somebody named Katie May hasn't seen. I mean, there are some on there she has seen, but it's mostly just her not seeing them. This week we watched Taken and Back to the Future-ish.
We watched half.
I said
ish.
I said ish because
Back to the Future.
I watched Back to the Future.
I did too.
We just went to the past when we watched Back to the Future, and then I fell asleep.
We did not get... So you never got Back to the Future. So we're going to talk about those. We have some movie news, movie news, like the box office numbers, some Episode 9, a.k.a. Star Wars news. Tyler's going to talk about something called Gundam.
Something called Gundam.
We had a...
multi-billion-dollar anime phenomenon that lit the world on fire for
we all care about that, man. And then the...
Don't offend them.
Some Movie Pass stuff, some Tom Cruise stuff. And
some really kind of sad news too.
Yes.
Yeah, some Tom Cruise
but we'll get some Tom Cruise stuff. He's still in Scientology. Okay, so we're gonna start with Taken. We're gonna talk about Taken. We watched Taken this week. It has made more than just one movie list, 100 best whatever movie list. And Katie May had not. She had virgin eyes.
Well, I've seen like parts of it, but this is the first time I saw it.
This is your first time digesting it.
Gotta say,
something's bothering Aaron.
It's not bothering me. I'm excited because I think that this one could be
Katie May pacing.
Perfect Katie May pacing. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Can I just say real quick?
No.
Absolutely. We said no.
I love Taken.
We said no.
All right.
You want to get slapped?
I love Taken, but I'm surprised it was on so many best movies lists.
You were surprised?
Hey, what? Yeah. Wait, did we say no?
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Don't let the heat in. It is 120 degrees outside.
No.
Sit down.
Okay, he's back. I don't even know what you said. I didn't listen to you.
Wow, I'm really glad we could do that.
I said I really like Taken, but I'm kind of surprised it was on more than one best movies list. I can see it being on some ones.
Well, see, here's why. So it's directed by a gentleman named Pierre Morel. He's done a lot of work. He hasn't directed a whole lot. But after Taken, he did get to do a couple other movies. I forgot what some with John Travolta and Jonathan Rhys-Meyers.
Isn't that movie where they're in France?
Paris with Love. That's the name I found
it. Yeah.
So
I actually enjoyed that one.
Yeah, but it's written by Luc Besson, who did Leon the Professional. So
and the Fifth Element.
Yep. And the movie that just came out. What was that called?
The Scarlett Johansson becomes the internet.
He did do that one, and then it was Lucy, and then he also the one that just came out.
Becomes the internet.
I don't know.
Oh, the 1,000 Planets in a City.
Valerian City. Yeah, he did that. But Luc Besson is a phenomenal writer, and if Leon the Professional is our basis of it, because it's probably the closest in style to Taken, if he writes Taken and someone else makes it, doesn't matter who makes it, it's a really good script.
Well, it does matter.
I mean, it really doesn't. No.
Oh, you son of a...
Oh,
Matters a little bit.
Okay.
Anyways.
So, we're here to listen specifically to Katie made notes, the virgin eyes that saw it, that in real time we're having thoughts about the movie we're going to hear.
I like that is the title of this segment.
Virgin eyes?
The virgin eyes that saw it.
The virgin eyes that saw it.
Okay.
And then what's in the plot?
Yeah.
Okay. Some ugly ass throw pillows.
So are you saying Brian Mills
It's bad feng shui.
Yeah.
has bad pillows?
Bad taste.
Maybe that's why he's so pent up and angry all the time.
Maybe.
I won't call him angry. Just sad.
That is some ugly clown wrapping paper. Mom is a fucking bitch.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. We're gonna have to click that explicit button.
Stuart, like Stuart Little.
Stuart is the name of
The stepdad.
Lenny's husband or whatever.
Yeah.
Lenore.
Do you have more comparisons to Stuart Little with
No.
that? Oh,
Nope.
good. That was
Just,
the
that was the only Stuart Little reference?
Yeah.
Thank you, George Miller, for giving us Stuart Little and Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
Okay. Aw, little photo album. That cute. We should bring those back.
You do have those.
I know.
Well,
I like
Saying
it.
as a whole, we should bring them
you
back.
mean like society?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Katie May speaks for all society.
Whew! What a dad outfit. I want to throw a red wine and a red meat party.
Oh, you mean the barbecue they had in the
Yeah.
back? Okay, yeah. That looked good.
I know.
Who doesn't like, red meat?
Well, I mean,
Vegetarians, vegans,
Well, they're not
pescatarians.
Yeah.
No, they're not people. Next.
explicit on that one.
Well, hit offensive.
Trigger warning. More like it.
Offensive.
Yeah.
This episode has a trigger warning.
Woo! Dad party. Where's my invite? Satin jackets. This movie is full of fashion.
It is. It takes place in France.
Yeah, man.
Mom just had to come, of course. Brian is a great dad.
Hold on. That's all you wrote?
No, they're two separate.
Brian is a great dad.
I was just gonna say.
He didn't.
I mean, he's making up for lost time.
I get. Yeah. That's, all right.
Continue.
No, sorry. It's just,
You should listen to Brian, dum dum.
everyone should listen to Brian.
So dramatic by Kimmy. What a spoiled brat. You better call your father, dum dum. Already.
She doesn't call when she gets to the hotel or the apartment or whatever.
When she doesn't call when she lands, like a dum dum.
She did call though at one time.
At like 2 a.m.
Yeah,
his
yeah.
time, because I wrote it down.
Why are you calling your dad so late?
Already talking to strangers, dum dums. She's only 19. I hate the girls in this movie.
Yeah. Well, I want to comment on that your little note you just had. She's only 19. That girl does not look 19.
No, she's like
No.
20.
She looks like 40.
Yeah.
Not 40, but
I don't know.
it's
28.
Aaron's like, you don't know ages. You know?
Then I put famous
stupid with
lines.
Famous lines.
Yep.
I will kill you.
Those are some ugly drapes in that teenage girl's room. I wonder if anybody took that food. Still wondering today.
Today? What
Yeah.
food?
Because he brings in
Oh, so
a
like
grocery bag
to get into the
to
apartment,
the building,
he
and then
waited
just leaves
outside,
it.
and someone let him in, so he was like, well, I don't need this bread anymore.
And that's what she's been worried about.
Who
You
took the
A
food?
couple of hanging threads from that plot line.
Yeah, come on, Luc Besson.
Yeah.
Supposed to be one of the tightest scripts ever.
Big memory card for a small phone. Pretty
True.
fast old man. Dumb Peter's dead. Good.
I have a note as well that the only note I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
When he takes the memory card out of the phone, he brings it to like a photo processing booth and he puts it in,
Yeah.
and he zooms in on this like flip phone camera,
Yeah.
and he just hits.
It's like
he just hits
3
a
megapixels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just hits a process button, and all of a sudden it's crystal clear, and he can see Peter not just in the photo, which he would have been unrecognizable anyway,
Yeah.
in the reflection on a bus stop behind him.
I don't
That's-
see where you're having fun.
You don't see?
Honestly, man, like,
That's the only problem I have with the whole movie.
well,
It wasn't the front-facing camera. There's way many.
You're right. So on flip phones, the back-facing camera had 800 megapixels, and the front-facing one had a half a megapixel.
Yeah, that's true.
Back in like
You're right.
2001.
Yeah.
Where was Oh, piss off, dum dum.
Who was that?
I don't know.
What? So random.
But piss off. Haha, got him.
I thought that was her note for like the end of the movie.
Fuck Stewart. No fat. Great movie, 11 out of 10.
No fat. Like Liam Neeson is in good shape.
That means
No, it's
Katie
like,
May pacing.
there's no fat in the movie, so Katie May pacing all around.
So we want to know if you liked it or didn't like it.
I just said great
She said
movie,
11
11 out of 10.
But I wanted 11 out of 10.
Yeah.
Out of 10?
Yeah.
I don't think she understands how the scale
Yeah.
works.
Numbers are hard, but watching it again just made me appreciate it like 10 times more.
Yeah, definitely should have stopped after the first one.
Yeah, so Taken
for the
2.
franchise.
I just didn't like Taken 2.
Taken 2 once again.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many
Taken
times
3.
is he-
Oh, one more time.
How many times are people going to get taken around him?
Taken 4. Seriously?
Yeah. I didn't see Taken 3.
I think I saw it, but I might have been sleeping.
Yeah.
This is a part
I wanna
where
see
he
it, but-
echolocates his daughter because she throws grenades off of rooftops.
That's Taken 2, isn't it?
Is it Taken 2?
I think
I
it's
thought that was
Taken
3.
2.
Either way, there's a scene in one of the sequels where his daughter, he echolocates his daughter because she's throwing grenades in a populated town.
Yeah. She's like throwing. I remember seeing that because I remember. Yeah, she's just throwing grenades off the top of a building, and I'm thinking like, how is she not arrested?
And like, how many grenades do you have?
Yeah. Why do you have those? I don't remember the situation
like
and why.
Rick and Anchorman.
Yeah.
Rick, where did you get that grenade from?
I don't know.
Great. But yeah, I don't have much to say other than it really is like probably the best track 'em down hunter-esque type movie that I've really ever seen.
Yeah.
I know you said you're surprised it's on these 100 best movie lists. Like it's a good movie, but I think it is recent, so it's hard to think about recent movies being on those lists, but it does belong.
But it's not recent. It's not like so recent.
It's not. It's still like 10 or 12 years old, isn't it?
Grant that maybe it's because it influenced action for a long time. Like that line is gonna be
It's still
iconic
a famous
forever.
People still quote that line
Yeah.
all the time.
And like
10
the
years
whole
old.
and
It's 10 years old.
think
Yeah.
well, we probably wouldn't have the Equalizer as popular as we did without Taken.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It is kind of a genre in its own right. Like a guy you're not expecting turns out to be, honestly, even John Wick.
Well, it started its own genre of just action movies that star Liam Neeson, because he wasn't an action star before this. He was in Star Wars, but that was it. So like then you have like Unstoppable, and you have not Unstoppable, Nonstop, and like 2 or 3 other
The Passenger,
basically
or whatever.
just taken, but not taken.
Taken on a train, taken on a plane.
Yeah.
Now I'm only going to reference this. We're not going to go down this rabbit hole, but it's kind of funny in how this character kind of resembles like what Benicio's character in Sicario would have been, like a force.
That's
that
true.
can't be stopped.
That's why because we were talking about Sicario
Yeah.
and where we all thought that was going, and that's when we were like, Taken's on the list. Let's just watch Taken because we feel blueballed by Sicario.
That's true.
So, are we moving on?
Yeah.
To Black, Back to the Future.
To half of it
I didn't
because
see that one.
you know got through Taken, classic seminal coming of age science fiction
Her
movie.
consciousness was taken in the middle.
So, I think Katie May's review of the movie therein lies in the fact that she fell asleep halfway through and did not care enough about the characters to want to pick up where she left off.
Do you appreciate movies that are made in this time period now, like the nostalgia of somebody who wants to do something back at this time period? Like, does it make to me? It made me feel like, oh my god, I appreciate movies that like any movie that's now trying to made in like 80s or 90s or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of appreciate it by watching something like this.
Sure.
Like, this can get you in the mindset to watch something that would come out now.
Right.
That would be like placed back then. That's kind of maybe something.
I don't know.
I was thinking that the other day. It's interesting since I really doubt we're gonna get much of Katie May with regards to the movie.
She has a bunch of notes.
One thing I want to say real quick is like a thing of conversation is like I was thinking about that and how there's a specific like feel to certain movies depending on the time that they came out.
Sure.
And I was thinking about how long do you think it'll be before we get a Stranger Things-esque show that makes us go, oh, I remember when movies were like that, and it like shouts out to like 10 Things I Hate About You and the like Scooby-Doo movie and stuff like
I
that.
think that kind of stuff will happen faster because like I feel like everything's like cycling through society much quicker now. So
we're in a nostalgia craze. But nostalgia is different to every other person. My nostalgia is different than your nostalgia.
Yep,
than your
for
nostalgia.
sure.
Yeah, you know, it's all going to be a little.
I mean, even
different.
Ready Player One was a '90s kid. Freaking.
Well, there was
bargain
nostalgia
sale.
for everybody.
That too.
That going all the way back to The Shining, you know.
Yeah.
But I will say, when we were watching it, Katie May was like, well, "What is this movie like?" Because she hadn't seen any Back to the Future, right? You hadn't seen any part of it because you'd seen parts of Taken. So she's like, "What is it similar to? Like, what can you compare it to?" And I had to think really hard, and I couldn't come up with anything. I can't think of a movie that really feels like it that has a similar narrative.
A pillar. It was like original.
That's what I mean, and I think a lot of creators were influenced by this movie. But you can't really copy it without without even it getting close to what the story is. Mm-hmm. So I don't think anyone really tried.
Yeah, you almost have to steal from the plot in order to be able to reference to it.
Yeah. So no one else. I haven't seen a movie like it, or even the tone.
I'm sure
is,
there
unique.
are. We probably just need to rack our brains.
For sure. But even the tone.
Yeah, because
it doesn't even feel like it's almost Spielbergy, but it's he produced it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like anything else Robert Zemeckis has made either.
No, it's whimsical, definitely. It's fun, it's lighthearted, but super grim at parts.
At certain parts, it's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, now Katie May shit on
Katie
it.
May's nuts.
I would also like to say that while watching it, I was more interested in the parts that I've seen on the Backlot tour. Shout out to Universal again!
That's right. They filmed this whole movie in the backlot of Universal.
I mean, that was playing in the theater for it then.
Our Jaws theories collapsed.
We are never going to figure her out. I've accepted that. We are never going to be able to accurately predict whether or not she's going to like the movie.
Ryan's pretty good at it.
I'm pretty good at it. I thought she would like Back to the Future, though.
I mean, it's not like you know her or anything. So.
There's no reason for you to know.
I thought she would like it more than she did, although I will say that it does have a little bit slower pacing. Like, they spend time on you getting to have dinner with families and stuff like that. Katie May don't want none of that shit.
Nope.
Let's
go.
She wants Liam Neeson to electrocute a man to death and walk away in a really cool shot. That's it.
And then go pick up groceries.
And then go pick up groceries and leave them there! All right.
I want the important stuff. Okay, game and notes.
Excellent.
Clocks and fast food. That's my first note, guys.
Clocks and fast food.
Yep. 80s hair.
Woo. 80s hair.
Woo.
You watch yourself.
Hey, I was quoting.
Was this when chain reactions were new and cool still? The classic late for school bit. It's the Universal Backlot.
Exclamation point.
Classic back to school bit.
Late
to school bit.
Yeah. Baldy bald.
You talking about the principal?
I guess.
You should watch your sentence structure on that one.
Way to diss his papa.
What?
Way to diss his papa.
Yeah.
Wait to diss.
Probably.
Way to diss his papa.
Oh, way. I thought you said wait.
No.
Wait.
You
dissed
him
then
too
diss
early.
him.
Wait to diss his papa.
In a false sense of security.
If you're gonna diss my papa, you better wait for a minute. Just 1 minute.
Clock tower before the makeover. So if you don't know, if you haven't been on the Backlot tour,
some universal knowledge.
They had to redo the clock tower in the courtyard because it's so recognizable.
Back to the Future made it so recognizable that people were like, hey, they filmed Back to the Future, and then they were like, well, we should probably fix that problem.
So you can no longer see that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, if you go there, there's a clock tower, but it looks very
Not
different.
The clock tower.
It's in the same place and has the same little area in the front. They gave it a makeover.
And if you look to the side, you can sometimes see the lions from the
so
neighborhood.
the Lion Estates, you know how they have the Lion Estates in Back to the Future. First you see it when Marty McFly rides his bike to his house down the street, but then you see it later when it's just a field. But you can, when you're on the backlot, sometimes they just store them off to the side, and it's clearly just like
styrofoam.
plaster and styrofoam made to look like the entryway to a Lion Estates that they brought to an on-location street. Pretty cool. Then when we noticed that this time, and because we had seen them and driven past them, we're like, oh, that looks hella fake.
A quarter to save the clock. That will do it. George McFly is cute as fuck in a dad way.
Crispin Glover?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like a Geek Squad agent.
Wow. This is the inception of Geek Squad.
We're sitting here with two ex-Geek Squad agents.
Yeah.
But you guys don't seem to give a
I was a DCI.
Yeah, he was my boss.
Deputy Commander of Intelligence.
I never worked at Better Purchase, so.
Okay, doggy.
I think they know what it is.
I got really excited when the dog came on
Was it
screen.
The doggo?
I know,
The
yeah.
doggo. JCPenney looks the same to this day.
True.
What a good boy. I'm talking about the dog.
Marty McFly, good boy.
What was the smoke budget on this movie?
Lots of smoke.
Good boy, the best part of the movie. I just really enjoyed the
Or
dog.
good boy.
He liked, she liked Einstein
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Those trees look fake. The dog even has a suit. I'm dead. Bye.
I'm dead. Bye.
And that's when she fell asleep.
Yeah.
I'm dead. Bye.
This music plays at Universal all the time.
So really, no, I'm glad you mentioned that because we were talking the other day. We're like, man, what are all these classic theme songs? Indiana Jones is really classic, and Star Wars and Harry Potter. Those are all like the really iconic. Or like those are all by John Williams.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. And I was like, I could not think of a really, really classic movie theme song that wasn't by John Williams. And then I was like, wait a minute, this was not composed by John Williams. So there is one. It's Back to the Future.
Who was it? I don't remember.
I don't remember his name.
I'm looking it up.
I would scream too if a yellow suit came after me.
A yellow suit. So that's all I got to do.
Yeah.
Wear a yellow suit. Just came home. Looking relaxed.
Ooh, he cute, little George with those blue eyes.
I knew it. Alan Silvestri
Yeah. He ended up scoring a Harry Potter movie. as well.
and the Avengers.
And the Avengers.
And this is the last note before I fell asleep. That's a lot of layers. Isn't that hot for summer?
And then
Well then.
and then a bunch of Z's.
That's relevant.
And then a bunch of Z's after that.
And those are arcade made notes.
Yeah.
Well, any thoughts on re-seeing it? Anyone? Did anyone else re-see it?
It remains a classic. It always will
Are you
be.
talking about Katie May re-seeing? Because I think she does not want to re-see it.
No. Will you re-see it?
No.
No. Can you tell us why you found all the characters unappealing and
These beloved characters that have been so since the movie came out.
I don't know.
Alright.
I'm just bored with them.
Alright.
I'm done asking questions.
no further questions?
Let's move on to news.
Well, we have a little bit more to talk about.
Oh.
The Purge series.
Alright.
Because
All right.
Tyler and I, Tyler rewatched and I watched for the first time the Purge series leading up to.
I watched one of them.
Did you?
Yeah, she
I
watched.
thought you went to bed halfway through.
She watched Anarchy.
You
with
watched the
us.
whole of Anarchy.
Well,
Yeah,
All right, cool.
yeah, you did.
I did.
At least, well,
I'm just used to you
Watch.
leaving
with your phone there as well.
That's how I watch movies.
Oh, okay. So she watched the Anarchy with us.
That's
She
the
watched.
generation of watching movies.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
I was playing my puzzle game.
All right. General consensus: the first Purge movie doesn't really matter, short of introducing us to the conceit of these films.
Just the idea of.
Oh, there's a Purge. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And then there's one character who carries over.
Well, but
but
it makes sense though because they didn't
Have the
think
budget.
it was ever going to go this way.
No,
sure,
when they
but
first-
I was when we left the first Purge, which we saw today,
Came out today.
which we'll get into later. One of the thoughts we had is like that movie would have been so much better as like a little spin-off movie they released after like a movie like Anarchy.
Yeah, but it's impossible for that to have happened.
Sure,
Like,
sure.
whoever the producer is pitched it,
Sure.
and Blumhouse thought, that's great, but we don't have the budget for that, so you can make a little home invasion movie, put it in your universe, and then once it took off, they said, okay, now here's a little bit more
Yeah,
scratch.
sure. And then
All the Purge movies have been directed by the same guy. Up to this one, they got a new person to direct it, but they're all written by the same guy. So I thought that was interesting seeing it change over time, because the only thing I will say is that I didn't see the Purge, the very first one, because Tyler said it's not necessary, and if all you're trying to do is catch up so everything makes sense, don't worry about it. So we started with Anarchy, which is written and directed by James DeMonico and starring Frank Grillo, and I thought it was all right.
Frank Grillo is
He's totally carries that
calling
movie
him
on
a
his shoulder.
standout is almost a discredit to what he does for that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Single-handedly makes it watchable.
Yeah.
Anybody even a little worse than
Yeah.
him That movie is
the whole
complete garbage
group
fire.
of people that he's protecting are so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Every 5 seconds, I'm like, oh, I wish that he would just leave them.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to make them interesting and sympathetic, but they just come off as super annoying.
Yeah.
And I was thinking...
Super naive and not in a, like, childish way.
Well, the teenager kept, like, challenging Frank Grillo.
Yeah.
Like, hey, why do you do this? You're being an asshole. It's like, this guy's literally the only thing keeping you alive.
Yeah.
Shut up. Like, you're not being cool. You know?
Yeah.
And I will say that, like, it looked alright and it was directed okay, but this dude, James DeMonico, I'm talking to you right now. You write the worst dialogue
You really do, man.
I've ever heard in my life.
It's like a first draft.
It's so bad, dude.
I'm
The
sorry,
dialogue
dude.
is
Like,
garbage, man. It's
hire a
not
coach.
good. Not in any Purge movie that I've seen, because, again, I didn't see the first one. Have I been impressed at all with any kind of dialogue,
It's more
except
extreme.
when delivered by Frank Grillo or the guy who's just in the last
Yeah.
movie we watched. What's his name again? Tyler looked it up, but
I
then he
cannot
forgot.
remember. I do not want to mispronounce it.
And the only one without a computer.
Elon Noel, I
Yeah.
think. Y''Lan Noel.
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, so any dialogue delivered by Ian Noel, I don't know how to...
Elon Noel.
Or-
Sorry, dude, we're mispronouncing it.
Sorry, yeah. Or Frank Grillo is great, but just because they're so good, they can hold it.
Yeah.
Right? And I just want to point out that whoever... I don't know when or how or why this came up, but they got a new cinematographer for the Purge election year, and that movie was distractingly, horribly shot.
Oh, man.
Man, like, we're going to get into a review of The Last Purge, but I will say
first
they
Purge?
got... Yeah, the first Purge is in the one that's in theaters right now. The new Purge. Changing the name! The new Purge!
There will be the last purge.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Well, that was election year.
No, but I'm talking about there will be the last purge.
The Last Purge movie.
They'll make a movie called The Last Purge.
But the last Purge was
The Last Purge
election
did
year.
take place.
But I'm telling you, they're gonna make it. I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
Only thing I will say is that the big comment I have is that I think writing-wise and story-wise, The Purge Anarchy and Election Year are very similar in quality, but The Purge Election Year is only significantly more horrible, like very much so, because of how it's shot. It's just, it's like so hard to look at. And I looked it up and I thought, I looked up the guy's IMDb page.
You're like, what changed?
Well, yeah, I looked up the guy's IMDb page, and he had worked on a bunch of movies, but this seemed to be one of the first that he had actually been the director of photography. He was working like in the electrical whatever like department and grip on all the other movies.
Yeah, he was in G&E on the Transformers movies, so they were like, you know what, you probably can handle
You
a
could
Purge.
do it, right?
Let's go.
He was like, yeah, I got it. All the windows are just blown out, so you can't even look out them. Like, they're just glowing. All the lights glow. It's so frustrating. Like, it's so distracting.
Yeah.
Nothing looks like that. Real life doesn't look like that. None of the other Purge movies do.
And a lot of the actual lighting choices are strange.
Yeah.
Like, even besides poorly exposing the camera when they
Yeah.
went to shoot, they have lights just directly next to actors' faces,
Yeah.
casting just complete darkness
If you look,
across
there's
half
one
their
shot,
faces.
they were in a room, and they had lights all over the place. The one thing was casting, like, 9 shadows. It's like, this looks stupid. It's distracting. And there was one, like, reverse shot sequence that they did where Frank Grillo's talking, and he's well lit, normally lit. And then you cut to the person he's talking to, and it looks like she's in a totally different room based on how they just pointed a light right at her face.
Also, they broke the 180 rule.
Yeah, that particular sequence, they broke the 180-degree line like 80 times because they're all over the room. They just put the camera wherever it looked interesting. And that's where I place the blame on the editors of the Purge franchise, because if you were a cinematographer and you're like, I'm going to have some fun, they gave me some money, I'm going to shoot a bunch of stuff, you don't have to put every shot in.
No.
In the Purge election year, there was a sequence where these girls get out of a car that are like decorated in lights or whatever.
Yeah.
And it takes them like 60 seconds to get out of the car because they play the whole thing in slow motion and they roll every insert that was shot. And I'm not even joking. I was like, it took a whole minute just for them to get out of the car. They're bad. Real bad. Real bad.
Bad collective.
Real bad. So the reason I think all that is interesting is the director and writer of the first 3 Purge movies wrote the new Purge that's in theaters, but it's actually directed by someone else. The director's name is written on his name is Gerard McMurray. I don't think this is his first directorial movie, but it's one of his first. It's significantly better directed, and he's also a producer on Fruitvale Station. So he's been a producer up till now, and he worked on Fruitvale Station. And I think that mark of quality is very noticeable in this new one. But anyway, that got real heated. I am not a fan of the Purge movies. I'm sorry.
Watching them with Wyatt, like we were tolerating anarchy at least a little bit. Frank Grillo's great, and
he's a good action star for sure.
But everything else about all of these movies, like there's
total.
It's like they pick one person to make the only good thing in the movie, and then everything else just disintegrates around.
They walk up to Frank Grillo and they're like, "Hey, man, just so you know,
you're carrying this.
It's all on you. With this guy over here, all he's done is electrical and like gripping and whatnot on other movies. So
he carried.
He's shooting this shit on his phone. Yeah,
he carried extension cables on Transformers, and someone decided that qualified him.
And that's your supporting actor.
Yeah. And this right here, this actress, this is my niece. All right. She doesn't even know what we're really doing here.
No.
And that janitor is the director.
Good luck.
All decisions made today. Best of luck.
Yeah. Frank Grillo's like, okay. He's like, oh shit, all right, got it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Right, well, I trust it.
But anyway, yeah. So maybe we're being a little too hard on the Purge movies because it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I just wish that a different team of filmmakers had this.
That's
idea.
the thing is, it's such a good idea, and they make so much money. You would think they would want to make them like.
Well, bringing in a new director on the new one was a good idea because it's noticeably a better shot looking and just everything flows.
They all made money as a thing, so it's like they have no incentive to like.
What it is?
I don't want them to stop.
No,
I just think about how much it would elevate these movies if they got the Oscar. Like
I want them to stop at this.
I know you do.
I think the Purge has they've cornered a particular niche market, which is just.
Yeah, you're right. If it gets too actually good, then you lose a lot of the.
Then you lose those people.
Yeah.
If it starts to become tasteful, then it doesn't matter.
Not even tasteful. Just like think about it.
It's
if
a very
they go
specific market.
If they go full like Green Room and actually get really really good actors and compose everything really really well, and then it's still lunacy and.
But no one will sign on for that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You're right.
They lost Frank Grillo. He's not even in the new movie.
I know.
He's too big now.
I mean, the character was 72 years old by the time they wrapped. So.
Yeah, I want to point that out real quick. The time jump between the Purge Anarchy and the Purge election year is 18 years, and Frank Grillo looks the exact same.
Everybody else does too.
And when he was in the Purge, Anarchy, right? How old was he? How old is he now?
Right now, the actor?
Yeah.
In his 50s?
So he's almost like, he's 50. So at that point, he's 50.
Yeah.
So we have to believe that in Anarchy, he had to be like 32 or something.
Something like that.
No, he looks 50. He looks good, but he's 50. So that means that by the time Anarchy comes, or whatever, the one that comes after, 18 years later.
53
he would have been 68.
He's 53 now, so he was late 40s. When
really?
Yeah.
So just make him look 65. Yeah, he does. He really does. Yeah. But like 18 years is a long time for someone who's already like 40 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's also kind of weird because like, how old was the senator in election year supposed to be? And
when her family got murdered.
Yeah,
18 years age for her, and she looked like she literally got up from that couch and walked onto the stage to start giving her little speech.
Yeah.
Like, what? Just make the time difference like 2 years.
Seriously.
Why does it need to be so long for?
I don't understand. Weird decisions. Also, a lot of weird voice acting in election year.
Yeah, like they put the masks on people,
and then they just hired bad voice actors.
And the director's like, "All right, just like jump around and I'll figure out the dialogue later."
Yeah,
and it's very clearly voiced over, just stupid.
They just didn't master it. They just recorded really, really high quality wave recordings of people saying Purge dialogue and laid it over.
But I want 4 hours of my life back.
Yeah, but that's
likewise. More like 6 now.
Yeah, I'm not. If any more Purge movies come out, I'm done. I'm not reviewing them for this show. I'm not gonna see them out of interest. I don't care what I'm done. This is stupid. I'm over it.
You're not gonna watch the show?
No.
All right.
Yeah, they made a TV show.
Yeah, they teased it. That was one of the cool parts.
Oh, I didn't even pay attention to that. They got out of that theaters quickly.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
So you know how Marvel has mid credits?
Yeah.
They did a teaser mid credits for the upcoming USA show for the Purge.
I rally all my filmmaking friends together. Don't watch this show. Protest.
Actually looks kind of cool.
Do we have anything else to talk about besides the Purge?
Movie
news?
Yeah, movie news. So, movie news, The Purge.
I mean, you do. We have box office numbers.
The Purge made $6 million in its first 2 days. Ant-Man made $34 million in its first 2 days. So, I wonder which one's better.
Different audiences.
I mean, we can't say that the dollars make a movie better.
No, but in this case it does.
Don't make
there's at
dollars
least a
that don't
correlation.
make sense.
Correct. And a fire alarm stopped me from seeing the other
Yes,
one.
please tell us that story, Aaron.
Yeah, so I'm about to watch Ant-Man.
And the Wasp.
Yeah, and the Wasp.
Don't forget about the Wasp.
It's literally like just about to flicker to start, and then the alarm goes off. It's like almost like it's a part of the movie.
And you're like, oh, what's this
and
new thing?
everybody in my theater like was looking at each other, and we were saying apparently over the announcement they were saying that there was an emergency in the building and we all needed to leave, which is like, don't fire alarms usually just like ring? Don't they?
Yeah, oh boy.
So we went out and everybody was out there and it was in a mall.
So did they stop the screening?
Yeah.
Or could you have just sat there?
No,
and
they stopped the screening. Yeah, they stopped.
I would have just sat there and be like, I'm gonna wait.
The lights came on. They stopped the screening.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. So.
And you use MoviePass, right?
Yep.
You better get your little credit back.
I know. Well,
Good
because I
luck
won't be able
with
to see
Movie
it.
Pass.
My MoviePass is like, yeah, dude, I don't care if you get your eyes poked out by someone in the theater.
Yeah.
No ticket back.
Yeah.
You got a free movie, asshole. How much more you want?
But I can't. The problem is I can't re-see that movie. So I.
Yeah.
Yep.
That sucks.
You'll never see Ant-Man ever,
I mean.
even when it comes out.
Unless you
Sucks
get the
to
AMC
suck.
one.
Fine. I'm not. No, I'm not doing it. I
This is my protest.
You should. It's really, really good.
no, I'm not saying it.
But Aaron, it's like it's really solid, and it made me happy to watch.
Not seen it.
All
The
right.
list is closed.
Good.
The list is
The list is
closed. So we can never see another new movie ever again.
We may continue.
All right, so next piece of movie news, nothing super crazy, but Keri Russell is in talks to be in episode 9, rumored to be playing.
Ray's mom.
Whoa.
Mama.
Hope not.
Great. So all I have to say about that is Keri Russell's a great actress.
I don't know who that is.
And continue.
And Tyler, talk about the Gundam whatever.
So, Legendary recently picked up and started developing a live-action Gundam movie. For those of you that know, Gundam is one of the most influential and wide-reaching anime things to ever happen. It's a multi-billion-dollar series and merchandising and all that.
You do?
Yeah, I used to watch it.
Yeah, it was huge in the 90s.
Probably didn't expect that. Yeah.
But Legendary, I think, is as good a company as we're gonna get to pick it up.
Yeah, I feel it's so hard to do.
Well, they
Yeah.
make Christopher Nolan movies, so.
Yeah.
Don't you ever wobbly arm me again?
Well,
There you go.
Listen,
Like a
Aaron was
magician.
talking about Gundam.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a Gundam reference, a big one, in Ready Player One.
wow.
Oh, I didn't see that yet.
That's crazy.
I didn't either.
Jesus.
But yeah,
Okay.
so that's really cool.
So Katie May didn't like that either. You know what? It's
You
kind
love
of
that movie.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I
I
really
still haven't
dug
seen
it.
it.
It was okay. The ending was
Oh, if everyone
awful.
Please tell me that.
And before we saw it, I told Katie May, I was like, hey, did you know that I tried out to be in this movie? And she was like, wait, really? I was like, yeah, surprise.
She's like, thank God.
I didn't get in it. Because,
Thank
you know.
God you didn't get in it.
Yeah. How would you have known? Because you didn't see me in the trailer.
Nah.
There you go.
I feel like you would have told us. You
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
now
What if I
didn't
didn't?
know.
That would have been great. Like, we don't know where he's going.
Months after it
And then
released.
I'm like, hey, Wyatt's like, hey, you gonna see Ready Player One? I'm like, nah, fuck that movie.
No,
Have you watched
what would be-
have you watched the trailer? I'm like, nah, fuck that. He's like,
What would be even better if we said we saw it? And
Yeah. And he's just like, so yeah, what'd you think? And we're like, I don't know.
Just now tries to bring up, hey.
Main
what-
actor was kind of garbage. And he's like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, Wyatt. I lied to you. I'd never even seen
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's great, guys. Also, I'm a millionaire now. And I throw stacks of money at you and go, fuck you.
I slap you with a $100 bill.
Anyway, I think if any of the like anime stuff was gonna work, a Gundam movie would, because like unlike Power Rangers,
Yeah, me
it's
too.
not on Earth. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You can go full CGI slam fest with like
Yeah.
fucking giant robots and insane computer generated like
Yeah, I agree.
robot battles and stuff like
I
that.
see that.
Same time, it'll be hard to do that without a whole lot of money. I mean, they made Transformers work. I'm
They
just
did,
ignoring
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
ignoring. This is an Aaron
Are
and
you
Tyler.
saying
This is
Michael
an Aaron.
Bay should get in?
No,
I think Michael Bay
No.
is a skilled director.
He's a
Good
skilled
too.
I
director.
think he's
of
very good at one.
photography.
He's very good at two things.
Orange and blue.
Yeah.
Being called Hitler by Megan Fox.
Yeah, I was gonna say upskirting Megan Fox, and
And saturating orange and blue.
yeah,
in the film.
saturating orange and blue.
Hey, I would let him shoot my movies, but he
Of
can't.
course you would,
Yeah.
Wyatt.
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Anyway, what's next on news?
I thought you were going to talk about that for fucking ever. All right, so Miles Teller. What? What's the matter?
No one gives a shit about this. at all.
I actually do.
We do.
Yeah.
Well, I've never
Top Gun
seen
fans.
Top Gun.
Well, you're gonna.
Yeah, we're
It's
gonna.
not on the list.
We're adding it to the list.
It's closed.
It's a different list.
It's closed.
It's a high flying list.
It's the only one on there.
Aviation movies. All right.
And we're gonna put Space Jam on there too.
Yeah. So Miles Teller is apparently playing the son of Tom Cruise in real life.
No.
Oh,
Cool.
sorry. The
Son
movie
of Goose.
The son of Goose.
Tom Cruise's
Sorry.
ex-partner.
Son of a goose.
Yes.
Goose. That was played by Val Kilmer, right?
No.
Kill Valmer?
That was Iceman.
Iceman.
Get your Top Gun references right.
Look, it's been a long time.
Jesus.
We're gonna rewatch
This is
Top Gun.
important to you guys.
I saw Top Fun when I was
Top Fun.
90 years
Top
old.
Fun.
Yep.
When
That's
you're
the
90
GTA game
years
mode.
old.
Wyatt,
Here's
Top
what-
Fun is the GTA game mode.
Here's what.
Come on,
Okay,
man.
hold on. Miles Teller got cast in Top Gun 2. We're moving on.
Got
Yeah,
Kung
do
Fu.
this.
Got it.
Anyways.
Next.
You're the one with the notes. Let's go.
I know what was next.
Let's
I
go.
was waiting for you to do a bit. If I let you sit long enough, you'll just make up some
Next,
weird ass
Movie
shit.
Pass peak pricing and AMC Premier membership.
In effect now.
So I want to say this to Movie Pass. I'm mad at you.
You better check yourself.
Yes.
This is
Before
ridiculous.
AMC wrecks yo.
Yeah. So here's
Alarm
the,
style.
the news is that AMC. So there's two pieces to it. The first piece is they're going to start. Movie Pass is going to start implementing peak pricing, meaning that if there's a particular busy evening, like a Friday evening or a Saturday evening, they're going to add $2 to.
Not even just. It's like it's a random surcharge.
Yes,
Well,
I saw some of them like $371.
I saw $450.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it can be higher or lower, right?
Depending on
Yeah.
the movie.
It depends on the movie, how popular the movie is, and the time you're going to see it.
Yeah.
So let's say you saw Ant-Man and the Wasp on Friday night, you might get the highest possible
Or Saturday
peak charge.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
when alarm.
Well, if you
control.
go, if you go in the morning, you can avoid it.
Yeah.
If you wait like 2 weeks to see the movie,
Yep.
you could also avoid
Plus,
it.
every user gets one wave of the surcharge
Yeah.
a month.
Yeah, so that you can be waived. But the point is, I get that they're trying to make more money because they're struggling to make more money.
Make
And I
money,
will-
period.
Yeah, I will say I don't, it's still cheaper even with the peak pricing than paying for a movie ticket. Because how frequently we go to the movies, I think before we signed up for Movie Pass, we did the numbers and we were spending like $120 a month on movies just to
I
go
wasn't
to.
eating. I was just going to movies.
Yeah, same.
So instead of spending $120 a month, we now spend $20, and if we see 5 movies in a month and we get a peak charge on half of them, that's still way less than $120.
Yeah.
But AMC is smelling blood in the water, and they are getting ready to
Jaws
strike.
reference.
Yeah,
Yeah, same,
actually, they just turned this on. I think it's this weekend that you can now sign up for it, right?
I know
No,
they've
it
been
was like
advertising
last
for it.
week.
Okay, yeah. So
It came out around your birthday.
So the way AMC their Premier membership now works is it also makes you a Stubs member, which gives you discounts on
Stubs
concessions.
Premier.
Stubs Premier member. You get to cut to the line at concession stand. There's a special line for you. You get discounts on your concessions, but you also get to see 3 movies a week for free. Well, I mean free plus the price of membership, right?
Right.
3 movies a week, but there's no restrictions like Movie Pass has. So Movie Pass has restrictions on you can only see the movie once.
Yeah.
And you cannot see in IMAX or like a special type of screening room like a Dolby room, which has like speakers lined all the way to the scene.
I don't know
right?
if it works. Do the film screenings for like Nolan movies count? Like when he releases them with.
If it's at an AMC theater, there is no restriction.
Word.
Right? So it's $20 a month, but you get all those perks. You can do 3 movies a week, and you can
go online for free. Like you can reserve because you usually have a reservation charge. And
You can
stuff.
reserve your tickets.
Yeah.
And you can see the same movie multiple times. So 3 of those can be Avengers: Infinity War 3 times in a row, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean that alone, like seeing a movie more than once.
Because MoviePass turned that off.
Yeah, that's why I got Movie Pass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a big advantage.
Seriously. So is there like a daily restriction too? Like how you can only see 1 movie a day
With Movie Pass? That I don't know.
If it's 3 a week, I'm thinking could you maybe like go to 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening?
I don't know. Actually, that's a good question. We should look that up.
Yeah,
But, I think it would make sense that it probably would have that restriction, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah. I
enough.
do not know.
Fair
When
enough.
you don't know, you don't know.
But I think it's smart in general. Like I know it's more expensive, but
It's
you
more
get,
expensive,
You get
but-
more out of it. in my
Well,
opinion.
yeah. Like what Katie
much
May and I
more,
were saying is that, if we want to see a movie, like a good example is Infinity War. So we had Movie Pass,
Yeah.
and so we were able to see Infinity War in a regular screening, but
still spent $3,000.
yeah, but that's a movie that we were really excited for, and we want to see it in IMAX. So even though we had still have Movie Pass,
Yeah.
we didn't use them, and we bought them. We bought IMAX tickets, which cost us $30, right? So, or like it's almost 15, if not more. It was closer to like $35-ish dollars for both of us to go.
Yeah.
Why would I
regular
not?
yeah.
Why would I not just get the AMC Premier membership, which is almost the same price, take all the perks, and just use that when I want to go to an IMAX movie?
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I would be disadvantaged there is if there's not a movie that comes out that I'm dying to see in IMAX.
Yeah.
But then again, if I can see a movie in IMAX, I'm just gonna.
I think they get. I mean, you gotta understand too, like with Movie Pass. I mean, Ragnarok came out, and I guarantee we weren't the only people who saw that.
We saw it 4 times.
We account
On
for
Movie Pass.
about 22 tickets to that
that
goddamn
was-
movie just
Yeah.
between the 4 of us.
Yeah.
And I know my brother saw it 3 times. I know Brian saw it twice. You know what I mean? Like, Movie Pass allows you to just oh my god, just spam a movie.
Allowed you.
Yeah.
Allowed
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And then right before, it was literally like the day before Infinity War came out, everyone got an email saying,
Sorry,
no more
no mas."
repeat movies.
Yep.
And the reason was, they said, we're trying to combat people who are taking advantage of Movie Pass. And what they would do is they would go get a ticket or 2 tickets or 3 tickets and then just sell them.
Yeah.
So that...
Because now they make you take a picture of your stub.
Yeah.
and all
Yep.
that stuff.
Yep.
Well, one thing for me is like there are still movies that are not in AMC theaters right away, and I want to see stuff like usually on the weekend of release. So like I've had to go to ArcLight theaters to see most of the movies that I want to see.
Yeah.
Like I went to ArcLight Hollywood to see Sorry to Bother You.
Yeah,
and,
ArcLight plays a lot of movies that
but the
AMC
tickets are
doesn't.
so freaking expensive.
They are.
I think it's a better experience at ArcLight. Like,
Oh yeah, it's no
They're just
comparison.
super nice.
yeah, I mean
the
they're
best.
but everyth's much more expensive. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
That's
That's where we
the-
saw the Isle of Dogs.
The ArcLight in Pasadena is where you can see the free movie screenings before they're released.
Yeah, what's that new
Fun
movie
fact.
with man, it was the guy who directed Room.
I'm not allowed to talk about it
I'm-
until it comes out.
I know you're not allowed to talk about it, but what is it? The guy who directed Room.
It's called Little Stranger.
Yeah, that doesn't come out for like 6 months. She got to see it already.
really? How did? When? Why? we'll
We'll
talk after the podcast.
It is like a 5-hour long
Experience.
ordeal, though.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Send me a link.
But
No, it's a lot of
She
just
goes,
like
"No, I don't-"
waiting.
But you would
It's like,
you would've
no,
freaked
you'll
out
take my
because the director
ticket.
was there.
That's awesome.
What?
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
I met Aaron Paul at one of those for
My
Bitch.
girlfriend would have killed the dude.
when Need for Speed came out. My
Oh,
college
God.
got a special event where we got free tickets, and it was a thing where he came in and did a Q&A.
That's
And
cool.
then while he was at the Q&A, he was like, "Hey, by the way, any Emerson kids in the audience? What's the best bar around here?" And someone raised their hand and was like, "That bar." And he goes, "Well, I'm gonna be there for the next 3 hours. Come drink with me." And he drank with Emerson.
What?
He drank with Emerson kids for like 3 hours.
He's done that multiple times. Him, Bryan Cranston, and I forgot who else. I forgot what movie they were working on, but they did that in Pittsburgh on the south side. They tweeted out which bar they were going to be at, and kind of influenced everybody to go down there, which is kind of cool. It's cool when actors do that, or
Yeah, yeah.
any filmmaker, or anybody
sure.
that's, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
I got
know,
to
'cause
do
I was too young.
I got to
I
do a
was only
Suits
20.
premiere, and I got to. Well, I didn't really get to meet firsthand. Like Meghan Markle was there and all that stuff because she was on Suits, so I got to meet future royalty at that point.
Dang.
Yeah, that was kind of cool, but that's my only experience with anything like that.
Oh, that's your only experience.
My only experience in my life. That's
The only thing I've ever done.
I'm 1 year old.
Yeah. You're very articulate for a 1-year-old.
You're dreaming.
Yeah.
Person listening wakes up in a straitjacket.
So the last piece of news is very sad.
Yeah.
We're going to work really hard to bring the tone down. Mr. Steve Ditko has left the planet Earth.
That's a weird way to put it.
Yeah, that's
He
really weird.
passed away at the age of 90.
Yeah.
Passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know who he is, he's a co-creator of a lot of famous characters, most notably Spider-Man
And Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I just thought they haven't released any information really on how, but he was 90 years old, so I mean it could have been a number of different things. It's funny when these creators pass away and people start talking about stories about them. And Steve, just cut that out. Stan Lee. Stan Lee, he released a little snippet about how the creation and the look of Spider-Man came about. And really, the very early days of Marvel, it was Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, and Jack Kirby. And Stan Lee brought the idea and the concept of Spider-Man to Jack Kirby, who became... Jack Kirby really is big around drawing Thor. He created big muscly guys and that kind of a look, like the Jack Kirby-isms of like the weird cosmic-y look and stuff. So Stan Lee brought Spider-Man to him, and Jack Kirby drew him real big and like real manly, and he said, "Oh, that's not really what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about a nerdy science kid." And Jack Kirby was like, "That sounds dumb." And so
that's never gonna work.
Yeah, and Jack Kirby was busy with so many other characters at that point. He's like, "Oh, I'll go talk to Steve," and apparently just nailed it right away. He's like, "Oh, I'm with you," and just boom, and he made exactly what Stan Lee had in mind. But I mean, he was just an incredibly famous creator, so he will be sorely missed.
Yes, he will.
He will be sorely missed,
and his influence lives on. We're ever gonna not get Marvel movies, I don't think, at this point. So good on you, man. You left your mark.
He did it. Anyway, moving on.
On that note,
talking about Marvel movies, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
That was the transition I was trying to promote.
Yeah, I got you.
Wow.
Thanks, Katie May.
High five it.
Lots of talent in here.
No.
Oh, high five. No. Katie May.
Back up.
Katie May,
Back up.
Katie May, give me a high five.
No means no, Tyler.
No means no.
Aaron, tap in for...
No, I can't.
No touching
No
the
means
talent,
no.
please.
Shit.
Oh,
God.
Shit.
Oh, God. I fucked up.
Oh, my God.
I didn't hit him that hard.
Well, I guess the podcast is over.
This podcast has a lot of physical bits, but we're just audio.
Right, there's a
You
physicality
dum-dums.
to your words.
I bring a real physicality to the role of myself. Alright, so let's talk about Ant-Man. Ant-Man and the Wasp. First reactions. Better than the first?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Mine was really alarming. How many alarm jokes does he got?
You gotta stop him.
That's great.
He's on fire. Stop him.
Oh, wait, someone sound the alarm.
No, get out.
It wouldn't have mattered what you said. That was a good one, though.
Thanks.
I go fuck myself.
Great. So everyone was really, really interested to see how Peyton Reed, the director of the first Ant-Man, would fare making his own Ant-Man movie from start to finish. Because the first one is famously written and developed by Edgar Wright for a really long time. Edgar Wright had a long time he was making that movie.
Edgar Wright is, Katie May's favorite filmmaker.
Yes, correct. He started developing that movie around and earlier than the first Iron Man movie. So that's how long he had been working on it. Yeah. Finally got a chance to direct it. They had everything ready to go, and then he said, "You know what? This just ain't gonna work out for me." And he left to go make Baby Driver, and they brought in Peyton Reed. And now everyone's thinking, well, was the first Ant-Man good because Edgar Wright developed it for so long, and you could have put that in the hands of any schmuck, and it would have been a good movie?
No.
But turns out Ant-Man and the Wasp, developed and created and just totally just Peyton Reed's baby, is also a very excellent movie, at least in my opinion. So
agreed. I'd say it's at least, the very least, on par. Like, right, exactly the same amount of awesome.
I still haven't decided if I like it more yet. It's at least just as good.
I think I want to rewatch the first Ant-Man because it's not recently in my mind enough.
Yeah. I would say we have a better villain, a much more compelling villain than just really evil guy who's really evil.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's evil.
Hope, Hope, a.k.a. the Wasp, getting more of the limelight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
She's excellent. It makes you wonder, like, why bring Paul Rudd around anymore?
Yeah, seriously.
I mean,
because it's Paul Rudd.
I mean,
it's
Paul Rudd. Let's bring this guy around because he's kind of nice and funny. But I mean, let's just let her kick all the ass because
she
she's
hasn't
great.
aged at all.
Yeah,
oh my
she's
God.
she's excellent.
But
She's excellent.
they like. I mean, obviously, the only experience I have with this movie is the trailer.
The trailer.
But that's what it seemed like it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Like that, were they gonna kind of play into the.
Well, so they do a really. Are we going to do spoilers? Can we decide before I get yelled at?
No, he hasn't seen it.
He doesn't give a shit.
I can't see it anymore.
Yeah, remember he decided he's not.
All right, fine. I mean, it's not really up to me. But...
No, Aaron has told us on multiple occasions he doesn't really care for them.
I'm not gonna see it.
Yeah.
Ever.
Also,
All right.
I thought we were a spoiler-free podcast.
Since when?
Every time I try to bring up spoilers, you go, no.
Well, don't.
All right, so you can cut this bit out real quick. Is it spoilers to say that Paul Rudd has a link to Nicole Kidman's character through the quantum realm?
You son of a bitch!
That's the only reason that he's around.
Oh, he's gonna laugh at. Maybe he'll cut this out.
Oh, what? I'm confused.
Michelle Pfeiffer, I think, is what you meant.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
I was gonna say
The same thing.
Are we watching Big Little Lies? Because we just
Nicole
told a big lie.
Nicole Kidman did a really good job. So much so that I didn't even realize it was Nicole Kidman.
Sorry, I had a brain fart. But anyway.
No.
I don't even know how you got to Nicole
Yeah,
Kidman.
seriously.
Like, we haven't been talking about her. She hasn't been, like, in the news.
I
and
think
you
Wyatt's
just went
always thinking about
straight to Nicole
Didn't she
Kidman.
like just turn 50 or something?
Wyatt's always thinking about
Do you
Nicole
just-
Kidman.
Yeah, why not?
I know weird Nicole Kidman facts.
Wyatt and Aaron are just always thinking about Nicole Kidman.
So, but is that too spoilery?
I don't think so.
All right, cool.
So I'm gonna leave all that in. Don't
I mean,
say
I
it
think
again.
That's fine, whatever.
I think there's an article already talking about. Like,
Yeah.
Okay,
At
so
this point,
and
yeah.
we talked about in the beginning, why have Ant-Man around when the Wasp is just clearly way more of an ass kicker than
Yeah.
any ever gonna. So Michelle Pfeiffer's character and Ant-Man, or Paul Rudd's Ant-Man, have a connection through the quantum realm, and that's why he needs to be kept around.
Yeah,
he's
'cause
he
he-
really actually pulled into the plot.
Yeah.
Because we can't find her without your brain.
Well, that's the thing is like they were a team.
Yeah.
And then he did the whole blown up.
Yeah.
He helps Captain America beat up an airport.
Beat up an airport.
And then he gets arrested, and he has to settle everybody
Yeah,
out.
and I thought
now.
that was an interesting
Yeah.
thing, because in Civil War they don't tell you, hey, he's really not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I mean, he shouldn't, obviously, because he was Captain America was a war criminal at that point.
And
But
also ex-con Scott Lang already.
yeah, can't do
not
that.
okay.
But he stole the Ant-Man suit without Hank Pym's permission.
Yeah,
And
didn't
that-
say anything to Hope.
Yeah, and that just made a real big rift in their whole family dynamic
Yeah.
that they built. So I thought that was interesting, and he's on house arrest trying to wait out because he made a plea deal, and for him to have a connection with Michelle Pfeiffer's character, but really in reality he would have just been totally not important to the plot at all in terms of what happens in the quantum realm and getting her out of there, unless he went in and made that connection. And then he's able to, rectify all those like burnt bridges that he had and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
So overall, it's a good movie. I still love Michael Pena. He's freaking
fantastic.
He's so great, man. So
So
I
when
watched
he
an
gets to
interview-
tell stories.
I watched an interview about him developing as a character.
Yeah.
It's actually like a childhood friend. He completely steals
basically-
everything from the characteristics off of that. It's actually like a childhood friend.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
I
so
love it.
funny.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because Luis's story was like a really famous sequence from the first one,
Mhm.
and it just gets amped up to 11 in this movie.
Yes,
And
it does.
I'm not going to say anything.
It's so good.
Truth serum.
Oh my goodness.
It's not a truth serum.
It's
not a truth
Great
serum.
movie. K-May pacing?
on point.
100%.
On point, Katie made pacing. So normally when we do a review, we talk about who made it and who was in it, and I think just us discussing it, everything kind of just
Came out. Yep.
Yeah.
The plot came out.
It's doing really well at the box office.
Yep.
Hopefully, it's another Marvel movie to break $1 billion.
And I will say
freaking 2018.
that I totally called the post-credit scene
We're not
almost
even
to.
going to talk about the post
We're not
yes.
gonna call. We're not
We're
going.
not talking about it.
Hey, calm down. would
The
you?
list is closed.
There's no list. What the hell are you talking about?
Closed.
All I'm
I
saying
think
is, before we walked
yeah.
in, I just said I gave exactly what I thought would happen. It was almost exact.
Yeah.
Almost.
And I mean, it's like if you've seen Infinity War,
Probably figured out.
yeah.
I don't mean to
Next!
extinguish the
Next!
flames you guys are going here, but we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. Another alarm joke, fire joke.
Oh, the first Purge.
I think we should let Aaron take the ball for a little bit.
Yeah.
Talk about.
Talk about the first Purge,
Talk
man.
about-
Want me to dribble on this
Yeah.
one for a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, are we doing the first Purge?
Well, that's
I
what's
thought
next.
he saw 2 movies on his own.
Right,
I
go
was
do
gonna-
that.
Yeah.
I'll shut up.
Yeah, please.
Shut the up. That's it.
Thank
Okay,
you,
so
Lord.
Every time one of you yells at me, I'm
Shut
going to
up.
edit in
Shut
a
up.
sound effect of you hitting me.
okay, cool.
Well, here, well, let's make
Very
something.
dramatic.
There's a podcast got shut down because there's lots of beatings that happen.
Ouch.
Now, just take that sound. You could use it anywhere you want.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wonderful. Sounds
So
like
what
Rocky
movies did
taking
you
me.
see, Aaron?
So I saw Sorry to Bother You.
Great. It's okay.
Actually, one day before the lead character, Lakeith Stanfield, actually went and saw it at the same theater the next day.
Oh,
Which
so
was very
close.
frustrating, yeah.
Why did you have to go so early?
I was just too excited. That's what it was.
What was cool about Lakeith Stanfield?
No.
He's in the Purge Anarchy.
Is he really?
Yeah.
No, in Anarchy. Yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forgot about that Anyways,
it's hard to forget. It's so great.
this was actually produced by multiple companies, but Forrest Whitaker's Significant Productions is the name of his production company.
Significant.
Yeah. It was directed by first-timer Boots Riley, who was also...
Boots?
Yeah, his name's Boots Riley. He's mainly known for his music. He's a rapper, musician.
Boots.
He's done a lot of soundtrack stuff. He's awesome. Don't you disrespect him.
I'm just,
Sorry.
So this
want to make sure I heard the name right.
Yes, Boots Riley.
Boots.
Yes.
My name is Flip Flops.
Your name is Wyatt. We've already introduced you.
I will now only be addressed as Flip Flops.
So...
You don't even wear flip flops.
Flip Flops. Get the name right.
Flip Flops Riley.
I'm Sanders.
So it's starring Lakeith Stanfield, Tessa Thompson, Jermaine Fowler, Omari Hardwick, Terry Crews, Stephen Yoon, Armie Hammer, Danny Glover, Forrest Whitaker. Crazy cast.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So the synopsis is it's an alternate present-day version of Oakland where this telemarketer finds like a unique way to make money and be productive, but then it also like takes a big twist into like a whole dark universe. It's actually not just a comedy; it's like a sci-fi comedy. So there's like you can't
Really?
Yeah.
I do not get that notion from
Yeah.
the trailer.
Now I'm even more excited to see this eventually.
You've never seen a movie like it. It is not like nothing you've ever seen.
Wow.
Like, guaranteed.
They should make that come across in the trailer. Like the trailer makes me really excited to see it, but it just seems like a Wolf of Wall Street, but for telemarketer who makes his voice sound like a white guy.
But exactly. So that in the trailer it makes it seem like, oh, that's just kind of a cool way to tell a story with how they changed. He does a white voice.
Yeah.
It actually is like supposed to be like kind of sci-fi. Like he's actually doing this white voice. It's not just like a joke on white voice. It's actually like something that everybody can kind of like realize. And then in the background, there's so much going on. Like they do generic signage and stuff of I don't want to give away too much. But then there's actually like it takes like a sci-fi twist where there's different like beings and like different form like they make different forms of people.
What the hell?
Yeah,
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wow. Get the hell out of here!
Yeah, so
Did not get that vibe.
it is, and it gets like crazy. It's hilarious.
Oh, man.
Armie Hammer was hilarious.
I want to see this movie.
It is really good. It's definitely worth seeing. I mean, it.
Does it have Katie May pacing so I can go see it?
Yeah, no, it does have. It has Katie May pacing. Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you were about to tell me, I don't know if it has Katie May pacing, there'd be no way I could see it.
No, I know. Yeah,
Because I stopped you from going to movies. You went to the movies today without me.
Oh shit.
No, that's true. It's just
Dumb
a joke.
dumb.
Oh,
Why do you get so mad?
Oh, she's
You
bad
offended?
words.
Yes.
Put that knife away.
But yeah, no, definitely, I would suggest everybody go see it, not just Katie May, because it has Katie May pacing. But yeah,
Just me, guys.
Yeah, everybody stay at home. Let Katie May.
Just wait to hear what she says, and that's all you get.
Everybody use your movie pass to rent out the theater, but only Katie May goes to the actual.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's definitely worth seeing. It's it's relevant. It hits hits home.
Hits home?
Yeah, it hits home with America, what's going on in the country and all that stuff.
Like the Purge, the first Purge?
Don't you start with me. And then the second movie I went and seen might be one of my favorite movies of the year so far.
Oh. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
What's it
Leave
called?
No Trace.
Gotcha.
It's starring Ben Foster and Thomasin McKenzie, or Thomasin Harcourt McKenzie. She's done other things, but this is like her first like starring role. It is directed by Deborah Granick, who directed Winterbone, and that was like kind of the coming out party for Jennifer Lawrence. She co-wrote this. It's actually based on a novel that called My Abandonment. Pretty much what the synopsis is: father and his daughter are living in the wilderness, in kind of like their own like ideal world. They're homeless, but they are able to take care of themselves. He's raised his daughter up to this point. She's gotten everything that she needs in life, but he is a troubled veteran is the problem. So he struggles with trying to conform into society because he struggles with not really just like depression, but a lot of things obviously that comes with war. So it's a great study on that. Ben Foster's performance was absolutely amazing. Probably one of my favorite performances of his, and I love Ben Foster. Definitely worth seeing. I don't think it has Katie May pacing, but it's definitely a great film.
I guess because it's so fast, it's too fast?
No, it's definitely not fast. Nothing I would not call it fast. But it definitely keeps you interested in the characters. Like it's heart wrenching. It's a great story. So definitely suggest going to see that. I think it still has 100% on
Oh,
Rotten
I think we should go
Tomatoes
see
now.
it so Katie May can hate it.
Yeah. If she needs some sleep, maybe she can go see it.
How's your sleep been lately?
Oof.
Pretty good. I just fell asleep during Back to the Future. So.
It's true. Oh, yeah. She just woke up.
Yeah.
We did that a week ago.
Anyway, so
wow.
Now we can transition into something a little bit more
Patriotic?
Patriotic.
Sorry, yeah, patriotic.
That's hilarious.
It's called The First Purge.
It's bad. I mean, it's a movie.
I didn't see it.
You didn't need to see
You
it.
didn't miss much.
I was at work.
Directed by Gerard McMurray. Again, a producer on Fruitvale Station. Written by the same as all the other Purge movies. So if you were, like we were not, fans of the dialogue, you will not be a fan of this dialogue.
Nope.
Hold
Still
on,
bad.
if you're fans of the dialogue,
Get out.
listen.
Yeah,
I
get out.
want to know what's...
I love this
I
dialogue!
want to see people walking around just with t-shirts saying the Purge dialogue is excellent.
That's
It would be a
that
hilarious
can be one of the, that can be
t-shirt.
one of the first Midnight Masterminds T-shirts.
The Purge,
Yeah.
the Purge dialogue is excellent.
Yeah.
We're already trying to sell merch to
Hey, you can buy it.
That's all you need. You can buy it.
Whenever you add it to your cart, that's the sound that goes off. Hey, you can buy it.
So,
Hey.
so review of Purge, the first Purge.
Um,
So I want to point out that they got a new cinematographer, and I thought that was an excellent choice.
Yep.
Congrats.
Not necessarily excellently shot, but at least competently.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely.
Yes.
It's me.
It's
Oh, it's Katie
noticeably
May?
the best looking movie in the
Oh,
Purge
thank you.
series. Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would still say in my opinion, the Purge.
Oh yeah, sorry, I haven't seen that one, so I don't.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But
Well, they're two different things.
Yeah, but
This
that's what I'm
one's
saying.
a-
I think it's a better view of cinematography than this one. This
All right.
one's like
Yeah.
this one's aesthetically pleasing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
while you guys are talking, Katie May is literally just sitting here flexing and looking at her own muscles.
I mean,
I'm not kidding.
jacked.
Where you guys are talking, and she's over here. Just, what she's
Look
doing.
at these fucking muscles.
Just thought I'd point that out.
So
So
ready to purge.
yeah. So this one, it stars Lex Scott Davis, who was in
Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor,
Davis.
the movie Lex Luthor, and what is I still don't know how I got
Elan.
No, regardless,
Elon Musk.
I feel bad for not
Yep.
knowing how to pronounce it, but
Yeah.
the only
Tesla.
thing I want to say is
It's actually just a color.
this guy's only done like 2 movies. This being the second movie,
And a couple TV shows.
and the fact that he hasn't broken out yet to me is really surprising.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
I actually could see him fitting into like TV well.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just he has the screen presence that I think a lot of actors don't have, and when they do have it, people kind of hold him and put him in other stuff just because I don't know, when he's there, he's very interesting. I don't know anything about
more
his
opportunities though.
Yeah,
for sure,
I don't know anything about his character, his backstory, anything. And normally in a movie that had a so-so actor, you'd be like, well, why is this guy the way he is? I don't get it. Okay, but here it's like he in the way of his performance, you infer a lot of that, and he's good. I think this movie is only watchable because he's so good.
Well, he's the Frank Grillo of this one.
Yep.
In his own way, in a very unique and different way.
Yeah.
But it's the same kind of archetype for this franchise. He's like the one good thing.
And that's what's annoying about these movies is that I'll go between watching in this one a really cool action sequence with a great actor, and then 4 seconds later I'm rolling my eyes all the way to the back of my head because of the stupid dialogue.
That almost won her in the stairwell was fantastic.
It was good. It's a little jumpy, and they hit a couple cuts.
Sure.
I felt the cheating. Oh, speaking of cheating, before we get too far down this hole, Ant-Man and the Wasp, your after credits scene, because there's 2 now, is a big old cheat, and I'm not going to forget it. I'm just going to tell you right now, you've seen it already. In the trailer when the ant's playing the drums, that's it.
What it is.
Wow.
You can't what?
There's a little more to the beginning of it that's eerie, but the fact that that's the main payoff,
That's awful.
go F yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't do that.
That was rude.
That's fucked up. You really don't do that.
No, you really don't. You have people waiting in the movie theater for
To
the
see something
entirety
that you
of your
put in the trailer!
Jesus, yeah.
I was really mad about that.
Not
Anyway,
okay.
Back to it.
Yeah. Just the word
Back to
cheat
the
made me
Future.
remember how it was cheated.
Good night.
So I will say, out of all the Purge movies that I've seen, this is the best one,
Yeah.
and I still don't like this movie.
Yeah.
I don't see I see what they're trying to say with all the political, references and whatnot.
It's
Yeah.
a little
I get
ham-fisted.
that. It's a little ham-fisted. I think this is the best that one of these movies with this team can ever, and will ever make. It's not horrible. It's not. I
With
just don't.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's that great.
With regards to the social commentary, I get what they're trying to say. Don't know if glorifying gang violence is the way to do it, because that's really what they do.
Yeah. They do. Yeah, they make the gang the hero of Staten Island.
And, like, sure. I mean, not all gangbangers are bad. And
no,
a lot of people get into that because they have no other choice. But at the same time, the fact that the good guys, the only people saving the day are people who we saw earlier shooting people in the face for no reason and trafficking drugs.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. So it's tough. So basically, if the movie, the way it goes on is... Sorry.
And that's it.
That's it. No, so the way that goes on is this main character he's the leader of this gang
Name
drug
is
operation.
Dimitri.
Right? Yeah. No, yeah. And he's the leader of this gang drug operation. And he, the Purge is about to become a test. Marisa Tomei has been doing psychological tests and evaluations, and she strongly thinks that if we isolate just an island, they pick Staten Island, and they become part of this experiment for one night, then we'll be able to learn a lot about human behavior and whatnot. It brings a little bit more legitimacy to
like
the
an
idea.
interesting concept.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And of course, if you've seen, this is a prequel to all the Purge movies. If you've seen any of the other ones, you know that the whole government only want to go along with this whole Purge thing because they think it's a good way to just kill poor people so that they don't have to pay on welfare anymore. That's the whole idea behind all the Purge movies, right? That's the whole commentary.
Yep.
So this movie, that's like the big twist, except we all knew it already. So that was a little annoying. Is that you didn't use a new twist. It's like Marisa Tomei figures it out. She's like, "You just want to kill poor people." It's like, I've known that for 3 movies already. It's like, well, it's not that.
And they don't even hide it either. It's
Yeah.
like all the government officials who might have been hiding it in the other ones. In the first one, when it's all sensitive, like, the whole world is like, "Why are you doing this?"
Yeah.
They're already like, "Nah, yeah, that's totally it."
Yeah. So, and the one thing I will say is, it seems to me that they just couldn't get Marisa Tomei for more than 2 days, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because,
I know. In the trailer,
yeah,
she's everything.
Yeah, I think that they had her for like 2 days because very, 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 very clearly in the very first scene of the movie, when she's being interviewed in the crowd, she's just in front of a green screen because she's the only character that's fuzzy. And everyone else around her is.
Well, the guy next
HD.
to her looked like he was a CGI recreation of what a person should look like.
Yeah.
So,
and it's not. He was there. It's just because the green screen behind it was so glaring.
They're
Oof.
super clearly just green screened into this crowd.
Yeah.
And then instead of killing her character, this is a brutal series where all these people are grotesquely murdered, and she discovers that you're just killing poor people. And then they cut to video surveillance footage of her being dragged out of a van and shot, and it's clearly not her because the person who was shot is wearing a wig.
Yeah.
So I think that they got either halfway through her all her scenes and was like, "Oh, we gotta kill her because she can't work with us anymore," or they said, "Marisa Tomei will be in your movie, but you can only have her for like 4 hours." And they're like, "Whip out the green screen, let's get a van and a stunt double." Pronto.
We'll do everything else in an air-conditioned office.
Yeah.
Seriously, she never leaves.
She's in the one building the whole time. So yeah, it was like super noticeable. Really, really noticeable.
And then they did a lot of, they set up a bunch of different things, like tried to foreshadow things and build suspense, but it was a cheat because they never paid it off. Like it was just put in a place. I'm just gonna fucking say it. Yeah. So there's like this lunatic fiend guy called Skeletor, which vomit.
He was pretty creepy.
He was creepy,
but like
name is garbage, and obviously the dialogue.
He belonged in like a haunted house.
Seriously, that's all these movies are haunted houses. That's it.
All these movies are if you just set up a haunted house on like the Universal back.
Yeah, you go to Halloween Horror Nights and film it.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what these movies are.
That's
totally.
all it should ever be.
Yeah. Anyway, he's stalking the 2 normal people. So you got Dimitri, the gang leader, who's like the main badass.
Yeah.
Then you have like the normal people, street level view. And he's stalking this brother and sister, right? Because he wants to rape the sister and murder the brother.
Yeah.
Because he's a lunatic.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
he's just a crazy guy.
Yeah, he cuts the little brother earlier in the film, and the little brother comes to repair himself at the apartment.
I'm gonna,
rape your sister and all that, blah 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 blah. Well, the brother bleeds all over the floor, right?
Yeah.
And that's how the sister finds it.
Yeah.
Later on in the movie, they go back to the apartment after we watch crazy skeleton guy get stabbed.
Yeah.
And they're all like,
blood in the apartment.
there's blood on the floor, and they're like, "Oh, what's that?" And he's like, "Oh, I
cut myself earlier.
Isaiah cut himself, and I thought I cleaned it all, but I guess I missed it."
And that
the whole rest, I'm like just waiting for the guy to pop out and kill someone.
Weren't you?
I was so distracted from it.
Yeah, because at the end of the movie, we were like, "Wait a minute,
He never showed up.
He was just he just walked up into the building afterwards and started.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
They set that up,
and then they just used him
it.
as a Deus Ex Machina to kill some of the government mercenaries.
I think that maybe they just forgot to take that out.
Maybe
honestly, seriously, because that's I was telling this to Tyler when we walked out of the theater. I think the biggest thing that drags these movies down is actually the editor.
Yeah.
Because and I didn't look into who edits these movies, but like, I don't blame a cinematographer for going and shooting a bunch of stuff. If someone gave me a bunch of money, it was like, go shoot. You have all this time to shoot all these shots. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna shoot as much as I can. But you don't have to put in every single shot. It's really distracting.
That's not how it works?
No.
Oh.
So, like, for that scene, I'm assuming that on set they were like, hey, wouldn't it be crazy if instead of coming in through the door and just, like, becoming a murder Jesus and killing people so that everyone else can be free.
That's really what he does. He just shows up and cuts people in half.
Instead of doing that, what if we just put a drop of blood on the floor and we can build some suspense with it. Everyone's going to think, oh, man, Skeletor's in the house, and then he'll pop out from behind instead of in the front. Real easy thing. And they're like, okay, yeah, let's shoot that real quick. One shot. That's all they needed. They get the shot. And then later on, they're like, let's have him come in through the door because we don't really have a way for them to escape from the building if he doesn't come in.
Because like whenever they made him like hide in the closet, I was like, oh, he's gonna be in the
closet
closet.
for sure. Yeah.
Like, the bathroom, and I was like, oh, he's gonna be in the bathroom. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and then they don't use it. I'm sitting there like, well, what did just like get that sequence out of there?
Yeah, that bit when the Latino mom pulled the main girl away and they were talking.
Yeah.
I so expected her to be like, it's okay, it's gonna be fine. And then a knife like comes through the chick's throat.
That'd have been great.
That would have been great. But anyway, I looked up the editor. You ready to hear a couple of movies he's done?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Triple X, Return of Xander Cage.
Great.
Hang on.
all we needed.
Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters.
Great.
I Am Number 4.
Great.
The Tortured.
Great.
Eagle Eye. Disturbia.
Oh, he works with DJ Caruso.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. The Shield. And a whole bunch of others.
He's not a bad editor.
No!
He's made some pretty good
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang's a fantastic movie.
Yeah. So, I don't know, maybe he's just like getting sucky. I don't know.
He's getting lazy in his old
You know what I kind of think? I have the suspicion kind of like boiling underneath me here that these movies are shot and when they're done, they're like an hour long. And then they go, well, we have to turn it an hour and a half long movie. What do we do? Anything where someone's getting out of a vehicle, slow it down.
Yeah.
Whether we shot it in slow-mo or not, slow it down.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone's driving and they look off a direction, slow that down. Also, all the B-roll, all the inserts, put them all in. And he's sitting there having edited really good movies. He's like,
I'd rather not.
I don't think that's the answer, guys. And they're like, well, do you want to get paid? It's like, can you take me off the IMDb? No. Okay.
I guess I'll try this. Yeah, I was frustrated with it.
Yeah. I mean, overall, it's just poorly made. It's just poorly, but the thing is, it's, at times I like it, at times I don't.
Yeah.
And that's why I say this is as good as this kind of movie can get.
As an action movie, it was pretty solid.
Genre, it's as good as this kind of thing can get.
Yeah, but it's not yet.
My thing is, like, the message, like, I don't feel, because I know that obviously the message that they're trying to tell here, and, like, all that, like, I don't think that trying to make that relevant can excuse bad filmmaking or any of that, in my opinion. Like,
for sure.
Not to me.
And it's when you try to convey that kind of hard message, because they're fucking swinging hard.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
you better bring it. And when you do it in a shitty movie, it's like, whatever. They can just brush you off at being just loud and obnoxious, but not actually well thought out. Yeah. That's why I would love for someone like a more talented group, because Blumhouse makes these fucking movies. Yeah. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Put better people on it.
Yeah.
Elevate this thing. You doesn't even need to come out of B movie. Just make it a better B movie.
The thing is, these movies keep making a bunch of money.
Sure.
So the way if you're an executive at Blumhouse, like, well, why am I going to go through the hassle if I can just
make shit and people buy it?
Yeah.
But then then me as a consumer. Then why am I going to go watch your movie?
Yeah, like but the
not
thing though is like
other people are.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So like me personally, like I know, like I respect it. I respect this industry or parts of it, obviously, because I don't respect that. Like that.
I don't either.
Frustrates me.
I don't either. I'm not saying I would make that choice.
No, I
saying,
know.
I get what they're thinking.
Well, that's the thing is like
if it ain't, they're up there thinking it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
And we're sitting here down saying I can see that this is about to go really off the rails soon.
Look at the Transformers movies.
Yeah.
Those things continued to make bank, but then eventually the public was even the people who were just like, I like watching a hot chick around robots that explode.
Yeah.
Even that audience is like, ah.
After the fourth movie, everyone was like, and guess what? We just had the fourth Purge.
I would say, but now we got Bumblebee coming.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited for that movie.
Yeah, I hope. I'm
looks
hopeful.
so
Well,
cute.
that's what I'm saying. Is like
Yeah,
if you take it and then you focus it a little bit more, try a little harder, but maybe take away a lot of the money so that you don't have that as a crutch. You know, you hide behind the CGI.
Yeah.
You get a better movie and you bring it back. Look at the Furious movies.
Yeah.
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 One's good, two's 3, oof, 4, 5, yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think what they need to do to fix this, wait a little bit. We do a mixture. We cross universes. We bring in Alien from
so this
the
is a bit.
no. We bring in Alien from the Spring Breakers film. And we do a cross universe movie.
Spring
Spring
break.
break, and then he just mows a bunch of people down.
He's dead though.
And we wait like 5 years.
He gets mowed down.
That's the thing. And unceremoniously too. He's just gone.
Hey, chicks who have never held a gun before, let's get off this boat. Oh, I'm dead. But you two, all you will survive.
Remember that time I blew a handgun? Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good.
it was good. Yeah.
Spring
Oh,
break.
yeah.
So that's what I
used
think.
I'm sorry. That movie is not good.
Spring break.
But yeah.
So many people love that though.
Well, that's
I
what
know, and I can't.
people
I don't
like that,
understand.
and not ironically either. Like,
I don't
think it's a
understand.
great
I
movie.
don't
I
understand.
don't get it.
It's the hereditary dilemma.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's open that can of worms.
It's A24.
Yeah,
It's
it is too. Yeah, that's what I'm
That-
saying.
well, you know what? I
Maybe
will
it's
say,
becoming more of an A24 dilemma.
the more niche a movie you get, the more likely that kind of response is going to be.
Yeah.
That's just the nature.
Well, here's the
of
thing. I love a lot of A24 movies.
Me too.
It's just those two I can't get behind.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, I personally like Katie wanted to love that movie so bad.
Spring
so I was
Breakers?
like, yeah, so
Yeah.
I was like, okay, whatever. I wanted to watch it. I like James Franco and all, A24 in general, but I didn't know I was gonna like A24 the way I do.
Yeah.
But I do not like that.
I will admit the company I have when I watched when I watched Spring Breakers might have affected it.
So Katie May and I had a great time because we were with Kievesh when we saw it.
I was with an awful roommate.
Oh, you can have a good
Yeah.
time watching that
But
movie.
because,
for sure. Yeah.
but like I didn't see the movie, and Kievash just kept going. Like the first time I ever met him, he was just like spring break.
Yeah,
Oh my
because he
God.
had seen it and I hadn't seen it either, and he was like, "Have you seen Spring Breakers?" And I was like, "Nah." And he said, "Well." Because I said it like that because I really don't want to see that movie. He's like, no, you have to see it. It's the worst movie I've ever seen. And he was like, we gotta watch it. It's so bad, it's good. And I was like, okay. And we had a great time.
It is real bad.
Yeah, but then like the rest of our trip with him, it was just like spring break.
We were driving
like
back home. We're like, spring break.
spring break.
It's infectious. For
It
real.
was.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It is. So what I'm saying is, I think we need that to revitalize the Purge franchise.
He didn't die.
Wait 5 years.
They saved
No,
him.
do a prequel. You
Yeah.
know, bring
Another
in Dave Franco to
prequel.
play Alien, the young Alien,
A young
alien.
aspiring alien.
Spring break.
Good grief.
I think he could do it. He can pull it off.
Oh man. Before the grills.
Is that it?
I think that's everything, isn't it?
We've covered every topic.
Wow.
We've talked about everything.
Lots of stuff.
Everything.
Yep.
Everything. So what movies are coming out this weekend?
Oh wait, there are movies. That
When
are
does
coming out.
Skyscraper come out?
I hope this weekend.
I forgot about
I'm
that.
super
movie.
ready for
I know
Skyscraper.
something's coming out that I was excited about.
Something
You're
comes
excited
out.
about Skyscraper? I love The Rock, but I hate this movie.
Oh, that I'm
So
gonna,
I'm excited about Skyscraper in the way I was excited about Rampage. I want to see my explosions.
My explosions.
I wanna
Yeah,
see
no,
my-
I mean, if you went in,
I want to see my movies that make me think and make me feel, and then I just want to see some explosions.
Skyscraper the 13th. So next week.
Yep.
Hotel Transylvania 3.
Come back next week when we review.
Skyscraper, Hotel Transylvania 3.
And
there are 2 more.
8th grade. Oh, Bo
Eighth-
Burnham's movie
eighth-
comes out.
8th grade.
That's
which
I'll
I'll
is-
go see that with
yes,
you if you
we
want.
must.
wait,
And
what?
then-
I can't fucking go.
Well, you don't like Bo
And then-
Burnham.
And wait, you don't like Bo Burnham?
I like him.
Calm down.
And then don't worry, he won't get far on foot as well.
All right, so we're gonna review at least 4 movies this weekend. In terms of what we're gonna watch for the next upcoming segments, we're thinking: is there a genre, a feeling, a style?
So I personally think you should have done Leon the Professional and Taken in the same
So
pairing.
Luc Besson.
Well, we didn't.
I know.
So.
We didn't. So
The list is closed.
How about In Bruges? And
No!
it's like
fuck out of here.
How about Cars and Brave?
All right.
Cars and Brave.
Well, we don't have to watch those. Just Aaron, because he hasn't seen them.
Oh, I don't want to watch this.
Tables have
I
turned.
don't have those movies is the question.
I have Brave.
We have them.
No, we don't have Cars.
Oh,
I mean, you can just
get them.
Cars is somewhere. It's gotta be.
Cars somewhere.
Yeah.
That is a good assumption.
Well, did you guys see the first hotel?
Transylvania?
Yeah.
I've seen
The
yeah,
list is
yeah.
closed.
Yeah,
I've seen the first one's a movie. The second one is a garbage fire, and this one is
A movie.
exists.
Did you see them?
What do you think?
I don't hate them. All right.
I think they're fun.
Yeah,
They're
okay.
fun, pretty forgettable.
They're fun, like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
I will say that I expected it to be a garbage fire, and when I walked out, not smelling fiery garbage, I was like, oh, it was
Right.
okay. Yeah.
We could watch Spirited Away.
Okay, let's put that in. Spirited Away, and
With the animated train, I think.
sure,
Yeah.
Because
and
because we've done a bunch of pretty serious movies the last couple weeks. So yeah, how about
well, we usually do Dose.
yeah? So
Dead Poets Society, because I just saw it at the top. There you go.
Sorry, Spirited Away and
Katie May's gonna hate that. Ooh, The Hangover. I see it. I want to see it. Say it. Say it.
yeah, but
Say it. Say
I want to tie
Say
it in a little bit.
The Hangover and Spirited Away.
All right.
What a weird combo.
When you guys sit to watch Spirited Away, let me know. I'll come watch with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I've already seen. The
Wait, so
Hangover
are we
a
all
million times.
good on?
We
We can pick any movie.
That's
isn't it?
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Have you seen Spirited Away?
No, I have not actually seen that.
None of us have seen it except Katie May. The tables have turned.
I
Wait,
have
let me
seen that
turn this
movie
table.
a couple times actually.
Oh, I've seen.
So I'm trying to turn
half
the
of
table.
it.
I'm trying
I've
to
seen
turn
half
the
of
table.
it.
I don't like it.
I gotta be honest. I was using. I'm not surprised. I was using an illegal source to watch
You
it.
son of a
No.
bitch!
I know. I was a bad kid in
I
college.
didn't like it because it's so creepy. Oh, it like makes my skin crawl.
It's most
Ugh.
anime for you. But then
did not like
the
it.
streaming service I was using crapped out, so I never got a chance.
That's
again.
great.
Yeah. But anyway, this has been.
Yep.
This has been.
This is it. Bye.
This has been.
You guys do all the plugs because I did them last week by myself alone.
That was Midnight Masterminds. Thanks for listening. Check out Midnight Masterminds on all the social medias at Midnight Masterminds. And also, if you want to support us, go to patreon.com/sverticalp. That's the letter S, the word vertical spelled out, the letter P for screenplay.
That's Vertical P.
Because that's what this is a part of. Screenplay. We do stuff all the time. There's podcasts on Mondays. Other stuff on
Oh,
Fridays.
you're good at explaining shit.
Wow. Follow us on YouTube. Screenplay. I have a show, Visual Cooking.
Yep.
Yeah.
And White has a show
Called The Inventor.
Called The Inventor. You can see it sometime.